one of the main points that sentence spoke to me in is that it's the beginning of the process. And usually what we do is we think when we get to something that we're supposed to be at the end of it already. But we just started, okay? And we got a ways to go. Do we have any impatient perfectionists in the crowd? And so we need to be as good to ourselves or even better. We should even be better to ourselves than we are to our best friend. And actually, we should be our best friend. Would you agree with that? Yes. We should be. Yes. Yes, we should be. What? That takes practice? You know, the only thing that doesn't take practice is growing weeds. Okay? It doesn't take practice growing. I didn't say weed, I said weeds. Yeah, I should avoid it. It was just a thought that came up to me, you know, it just...
Well, that really is a fair water plant over there.
It is. If you can smoke it, it'll smoke, but it'll make you sick because it's plastic, okay? Yeah. So, hey, let's get back on track here, all right? And the fact of it is that we have to give ourselves time to process, right? We have super high expectations of ourselves, and that bleeds off on other people. And we need to have healthy expectations that we're getting better, and it's a little bit at a time. Will you buy that one? Yeah. All right. My first question that I want to ask you is, how do you handle tough days in your life? How do you handle? Is that how you handle them, Miracle? Well, this morning I was thinking about this, and I was a girl. I don't remember where I was at. I was in a store, and she said, "Have a good day," you know. And I told her I will, because I decided a long time ago that I was going to have a good day, and that is absolutely true. Many years ago, I had a class that I was talking and teaching people about that you can decide if you're going to have a good day tomorrow or the next day or the next day. We talked about something like this several weeks ago. And I got to thinking about that, and the fact of it is I decided then that I was going to have a good day today. Now, I may have some bad moments, right? But I'm going to have a good day. Because, see, there was a time that I decided I was going to have a bad day. What have you decided? Okay? So, I mean, you get to plan your future. Did you realize that? You plan your future. You don't just get to plan. You actually do plan your future. What do you think about that? It is a choice. And you plant those seeds in your garden, and whatever you plant has a greater probability of growing with you. And the better you get at it, the better your garden comes up to what you wanted, right? You're smirking at me. All of you are smirking at me now. So, everybody. But anyway, so how do you handle the tough days of life? You know, well, let's start off with, what was your directive to yourself about this day? And if it's tough, what's your directive to yourself about this day? You know, we need to have a plan. What Zach was talking about, we need to have a plan, all right? And you have a greater possibility of going where you want to go if you have a plan, right? What happens if you don't have a plan? What if you decide, I'm just not going to plan about how I'm going to have a good day. I'm just not even going to think I'm going to have a good day or a bad day. I'm just going to close my eyes and jump into tomorrow. And how's that going to work out for you? Because here's another thought here. To change is to think greater than your circumstances. Because these circumstances in life happen, right? Because life is messy. Anybody here notice that? Yeah. And the weeds show up because weeds are automatic, right? What we're talking about, well, they just those things force their way into our path, but they don't have to control our life. We need to deal with them, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have to live our life based on those circumstances. Would you agree with that? And so we can decide what we're going to do. Now, is that easy? No, it's not easy. But it's easier than living a life being pushed around. You say, well, I can't do anything. It's not my fault. Now, nobody in here would ever say anything like that. But you know somebody that way, right? It's not my fault. And as long as you live in that type of victim mentality, you're going to be pushed around by the circumstances of life. Right? If you want a better life, begin to take responsibility. Would you agree with that? Yes. How about this? This is a good one. Who do you pretend to be? When your mind is out there, sometimes we play roles in our head. Maybe there's a circumstance that comes up, and there goes the movie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Who do you pretend to be? And the next question is that what you want to be? Is that really what you want to be? Now, you can pretend to be what you want to be, and hopefully that will be a good thing, right? Be healthy. But the trouble is, we get the circumstances that come in, and they push us around, and then our mind goes in a unhealthy manner. Would you agree with that? So who do you pretend to be? Or who do you want to be? How about that? I prefer us to see ourselves who our greatest form of ourselves. I think I've gone about long enough, so let me just hit this one right now. No, I'm going to hit probably two more. You knew I was lying. So I got several things I got to do in there. So anyway, this is Charles Swindoll, and I've liked this statement for a long time, okay? And he says, attitude is more important than facts. Letting that soak in a little bit. Attitude is more important than facts. A fact can be a fact, but how you see that fact, which is an attitude, how you respond or react. Reaction is usually negative. Being proactive or I'm not saying I said usually. I didn't say always. Okay? And so attitude is more important than facts. It's easier to identify the negative here. So, not anybody in this room, of course, but somebody that has a bad attitude, right? They see everything in the bad way. If there's any bad in it, they can find it, right? It may be only a 16th out of the mile, but they see that, right? A little extreme statement, I know, but I'm just trying to exaggerate a little bit. And so the rest of this statement, this quote is, attitude is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failure. Can you believe that? Attitude's more important than failure? You think because you failed that it's all over? That's a bad attitude. If you have a good attitude, that'll turn that failure around. Do you hear me? than failure and success, than what other people think. Boy, how are we controlled with that one? Right? Attitude is more important than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearance, ability, or skill. Isn't that a mouthful? That was Charles Swindoll. I will. Attitude is more important than facts. It is more important. Did you want me to go do the whole thing? Yes, I thought so. It is more important than the past, than education, money, circumstances, than failure and success. You can. I don't know how. You can Google it, it'll come up. Charles Swindoll. Swindoll. Swindoll, actually. See where we at. Success than what other people say, or think, say, or do, period. It is more important than appearance, ability, or skill. I just thought that was really pretty good, and I had several other things that I was going to touch on that. And I'm going to go ahead and read something from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Anybody here familiar with Dr. Joe? He is he's in neuroscience and a lot of very similar to, covers a lot of the same material that Dr. Caroline Leaf covers. And he says, you must change your mind to change your life. You need a new personality to make a new personal reality. Do I? You need to be, you can't change, a substance can't change itself. You have to be different. You have to be different, and what he's saying here is you have to have a new personality. If you can't see anything new, you have to transform. You have to alter that personality and have a greater personality, a newer way of thinking, or have a different way of thinking. And when you do that, then you can have or create a new reality, personal reality. And it's basically the same thing. You must change your minds. If you change your mind, you're going to change your life. Okay? But to change you need to think greater than your environment, greater than the circumstances of your life. Yeah. Have I overloaded you? How about if I throw a simple question out here, and then I'll be done? I promise. Yeah. What if? It's a what if question, so you know it's simple, right?
No. You already started out bad.
What if the person or thing you hate is gone? What if the person or thing you hate is gone? Is gone. No longer there. What'd you say? No. Well, that might apply, but no, is gone. The person or thing that you hate is gone. They're gone. What if they're no longer there? And so then the next question is, what would you do? There you go. That's the point, right there. Most people will find something else, right? Because we're going, do what? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing, but you got that right. But the point here is, and we go back to Dr. Joel Dispenza and see, and that is that as long as you stay with that personality, you're going to cause your own reality, right? So if you got, if your personality is to hate, or be angry, or judgmental, or carry a grudge, be mad, then your circumstances get even clearer, but you'll find other circumstances to meet your personality. Right? That's what you said, right, Rick? Yeah. So then I'm correct in what I'm saying. Dr. Joe and I are correct. Okay, I'm just checking. And so that's something to think about. I told you it was an easy one, right, Linda? It was an easy one. So what if the thing or person that you're mad at was gone? Yeah. Well, thanks.